And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is Babel, and I'm bringing you the Philippines National Final. We're qualifying two teams for the SEA Regional. So far, we're in the upper bracket grand finals. Not grand final, upper bracket finals. Pardon me there. This is going to be game two between Renovatio 1 as well as Skyline. And the first game was anything but close. Very, very tricky position for both teams to be in because they really want to win this one. And whichever team wins this match will actually qualify for the SEA Regionals already, because being in the top two in the grand finals, you're given a seed. And then you're going to play for seeding, because top seed gets better view, you get maybe better PC. No, you actually get better placing in the groups. So we'll see how that's going to pan out here. Game two just began. We are going to draft right here. And the draft looks to be pretty okay, actually. Nothing too crazy yet. Note the heavy use of yet. And Renovatio will be going into two more. The Spider Queen. Skyline picked this battleground. Renovatio the first pick and banning out the Tassadar and Zagara from Skyline. Rhaegar getting picked up by Renovatio. Definitely Rhaegar is a great pick here. I like how they play Rhaegar. No bloodlust, but that would have been the icing on the cake. Rhaegar would have been really, really good. Definitely top tier. There is no need to draft this any further, guys. They got all three heroes at tier 1. Rhaegar, Leeming, Greymane. Skyline, on the other hand, got Thrall and Tyrande. Thrall's okay, but do you really want to pick Thrall so early on? Like, there's a lot of other heroes that you will really want to prioritize, like the Uther, like the ETC maybe. I think that's a lot more viable. Rhaegar, Leeming, those are really, really good heroes. And you just saw Renovatio play Leeming, Greymane. The only thing that's different so far in Game 2, draft right here, as well as draft 1, is that Rhaegar is replacing Uther, which is even better. For Skyline, they're going for Jaina here. And Jaina, Thrall, they do some good damage. Tyrande will be able to do some extra assistance there in the form of just the Hunter's Mark. And I'm really looking for more viable stuff from Skyline. That Twilight Dream was okay, got them 2 kills, but didn't work out. Now, ETC, if it gets picked up here, you can expect Renovatio to be considering their Rainer. But without Uther, I think it's going to be okay. They can still pick heroes that play around ETC. It's not like they cannot do that. Thrall does have Sundering. There's some form of a conflict between Thrall and ETC. If Thrall engages the fight, it has to be perfectly planned. It has to be from the right angle. That's where everybody gets stunned. ETC goes in, finishes up with Mosh Pit. If not, then the placement has a bit of an issue here. Jaina also with Ring of Frost should be able to burst down with ETC's lockdown, but you are really putting all of your bet on the ETC Mosh Pit. And here you see a Johanna pickup, and you know, great. Condemn is gonna really just make this a mess. And you saw that cleanse from Stronger just now, the support player on Renovatio 1. That cleanse was good. Rhaegar, I'm not expecting Rhaegar to get caught up by Mosh Pit. He's going to cleanse Johanna. Johanna's going to go in. Just press W. Game over. We're done. No more Mosh Pit. And for even Muradin, maybe he could cleanse Muradin. The secondary targets even better. 2 targets for him to choose from. Muradin just pops Avatar and just knocks that fat hammer on your face, and that's it. No more songs, ETC, Mosh Pit over. Don't think that the Ring of Frost is really going to have an impact in that instance, because Greymane and Leeming, they're pretty mobile, so they will be able to stay safe. For Skyline here, the last pick, just blow my mind again, because I don't know what they're going for. Jaina, Thrall, ETC, Tyrande, I would definitely want them to go for a secondary support. But there's no more Tassadar. That's a very nice ban from Renovatio. For Skyline, though, ETC, Tyrande is a good combo. You got Jaina, you got Thrall, you got the early game pretty much sorted out already. Just got to be careful with the Muradin, Johanna rotations. So, would love to have another lockdown here. And it's going to be Lily. Are you kidding me? Lily getting played here. Zenon's going to be really happy. In case you're wondering who that is, that's my producer. He plays 3,000 games of Lily, and only Lily. Skyline versus Renovatio 1. Tomb of the Spider Queen it is. Lily's gonna main heal. We may actually see a Tyrande, I don't know, Starfall. No, we may actually see a right click auto AA Tyrande, auto attack Tyrande. That's okay. True Shot Aura, Thrall. There's a little bit of synergy there, but it would have been a lot better if it's Rhaegar. Unfortunately, they picked this a little bit too casually, and I don't know what Lily's really gonna do here. If you think about it, Lily does have blinding wind and healing brew. The blinding wind will be able to silence, or rather, not silence, blind Greymane. That would be the main reason of having Lily here, but it's not gonna be enough. Um, blinding wind is only like maximum 1 second or something like that. It's not gonna stack up much. Greymane's gonna do a lot more work. Oh, actually, it's 2 seconds. Greymane's gonna do a lot more work jumping on the back line. You can imagine, and yeah, there's just not enough lockdown. Thrall and ETC sets up a pretty good front, but up against Johanna and Muradin, I think Johanna and Muradin definitely are a lot more tankier and a lot stronger. The thing here to note is that Skyline may actually have the early game advantage. Yeah, they got ETC to Ronda, and they also have a slightly better support. For Renovatio, they're going to have the pre-4. From 4 to 10, it's going to be Skyline. From 10 onwards, it should be Renovatio's advantage again. Definitely, the later this goes on, you're going to see a lot more shields coming out from Rhaegar. 100% Lightning Shield build here. Will not be surprised if he goes for a bit of a hybrid between the Spiritwalker's Greys. Yeah, I think that's okay. But primarily, we like to see Lightning Shield build being picked up because it's going to do so much work. Imagine Greymane Lightning Shield, and you're doing so much more damage than you can imagine going in the Worgen form with Dark Flight. That's going to do a lot of work. For Skyline, they have some burst mechanic, but it's going to be up to Jaina and Thrall to bring it to game number 3. And ETC, that's the all-in right there. You know, that one card in your hand, if it's not an ace, we're done. ETC got to be very careful here. If the mosh pit is not flawless, they don't have a chance at all. I don't think they do. Yeah, there's some element of support coming from Thrall. Guys, if it's gonna be Water Dragon from Lily, what are all of you gonna do? Because I don't know what to expect anymore. We saw Twilight Dream. Are they out to prove a point? Are they out to prove that Water Dragon works? The Jug of 1,000 Cups is definitely going to be the default there. It is going to counter against Leeming's Burst. And 2 support is a great counter against Leeming already. Just that they got Leeming and Greymane, it's a bit hard to work around that. And that will be a little bit tricky to witness. But alright, guys. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in. This is the upper bracket finals between Renovatio 1 and Skyline. Game number 2. After this game, we'll be going into... After this match, sorry, we're going to the lower bracket, best of 1. That's going to be pretty tricky. I am just reading your reactions on chat right now, and I'm saying that I'm 100% amused. Ready for adventure. Renovatio 1 versus Skyline, guys. Give them your energy, they're going to need it. Some people are saying double dragon attack damage carry Lily. Ah, wow, that's not even a dream. That's like us living in the sun. It's almost guaranteed to never work. It's basically when you play Quick Match or Hero League, and one of your teammates picks Lily and he goes for this specific double water dragon super damage carry Lily build. And the first thing that comes to your mind is that, why is this happening to me? But I think it's still okay. Like if they go for a standard Lily build with Healing Brew, I think it's gonna be okay because Healing Brew has got a bit of the ability to cleanse. I think there's a cleanse element as well that removes Johanna's Shield Glare at level 16. So it's gonna be good to see how that counteracts against Johanna. Especially with the fact that you have got Thrall and maybe AA Tyrande. I don't know, man. If they're blinded, you're going to have to want to save them. So, guys, we are now actually going into the game. This is the bracket. And the game just loaded up in the background. We're now going in. Do note that the lower bracket is Renovatio 2 versus Psy Storm that's happening in the site right now. Winner of that's going to face the loser of this series in the lower bracket finals. And on the blue team, in game number 2, we got Renovatio 1 VYY playing as the Muradin, Stronger onto Rhaegar. We also got Hahar playing as the Johanna. Hiskoa will be playing as Greymane. Last but not least, Misery Pros will be playing as Liming. And on the red team, this is going to be Skyline. Minjong on the Tyrande, Panda Bruiser onto a Panda. That's the irony there, boys. That's a Lily. Wipeout playing as Jaina. Makishi onto Thrall. The Penguin on the ETC. Panda Bruiser is a panda. The surprise. Okay, we got a Shield Glare connecting a little bit there. That's a very good way of playing Johanna. I've seen a lot of Malaysians Johanna going into the bush like that. Like it's not a trap, but Shield Glare is a great way to check the party bush. And they did that really well. Penguin though, gonna have to be very, very careful. Two warriors, they want to lock down on Jaina. Jaina is already stunned. The first one's out. Condemn not used yet. Jaina stays safe, but VYY overextended. It seems like it is not looking good for Muradin. The reverse comeback seems pretty okay. Stronger, this is the problem here with Rhaegar. Early game healed, pretty weak. And Penguin going with the power slide, but not going to get anyone. All 5 members are here, so they're losing EXP on the bottom lane, which is the only reason why Renovatio is still somewhat ahead in terms of EXP. Greymane's there. He's been doing some work. And Skyline's going to have to adapt right now. That's a pretty good pickup coming from Skyline. They punished the Muradin pretty hard. So like I was saying, Greymane's not good with heals at early levels. You really need to get that late game heal. And also level 10 Ancestral is such a huge important talent for for Rhaegar. Did I say Greymane? I think I did. Rhaegar, I'm sorry. Too tired. We got VYY Hahar, Misery Pros and Stronger, just rotating. And yeah, Rhaegar early game, man, rotation not so good. That's why I said pre-4. The only reason why I say pre-4, Renovatio 1 has got a bit of a lead here, is because we got that Johanna and Muradin that are both warriors, and both when warriors play this game, level 4, before level 4 they have a lot of advantage. They're very hard to take down, and this is still the same. The tricky part here is that when you got 2 warriors in your team, and a pretty weak support like Rhaegar, and you're up against 5 men, I don't think that's gonna really work out. All right, now so far we're gonna go through the talent options as we close into level 4. It's gonna be the same viciousness. No, I don't think it's actually gonna be Wolfheart yet. Power Hungry, probably gonna see Triumvirate as well. Lightning Shield build, it's gonna be Electric Charge, Radius Increase, that's gonna really stack up well with 13 as well. Spirit Walker is great to see. This is where it's important to note that Rhaegar is going for a bit of a hybrid build already, not just full on Lightning Shield. This is good. For Muradin, it's gonna be the standard Reverberation into Thunder Burn. Johanna not going for Eternal Retaliation is a bit of a mistake, but Loss of Hope will get the keep her alive a little bit better, especially since Rhaegar's kind of weak in the early stage. And you can see the fight happening here. Pena Bruiser doing a little bit of damage with the Serpent build. I'm actually going to talk about that in a bit. For ETCs, the standard double neck guitar, Rolling Like a Stone, Rolling Thunder into Ride the Lightning. Very, very standard stuff on both of those heroes there. Not going to go for sustain as much. Probably have to see whether he goes for the level 7 Frost with Grace. And look at that damage. Boom, baby. Lily's gone. Just like that. Melt. See ya. Misery Pro, man. Liming, that's what she does for a living. Genuinely. She does the kind of damage and she's always on point. As long as the Arcane Op connects to Triumvirate, this does a lot of work. Okay, so we got the Protective Shield, Ranger's Mark, Timeless Creature. It's a Serpent build, boys. It's not the healing Brew build, which I think would have been a lot better. It's not even a utility build. So it seems like Tyranna's also not going for support, but she would be main support here. Lily's going for damage instead. This is going to really blow the minds of you guys. If it's Water Dragon, I'm just going to laugh so hard. There's that Cloud Serpent duration increased by 50%, and also the fact that he heals the friend. This is the heal, the Demanding Serpent, right? His friend target for 28 every time he attacks. He's going to scale up, though. Not as much, but still okay. Stronger, a little bit of a trouble there. A Thrall going out to Greymane. Stronger still alive. Minjong looking for the kill, but a right click there did not do much. It's not going to be enough. Minjong was then able to pick up the kill. Penguin looking for the power slide. He slides backwards in, and it's not much of a mosh pit. It's just trying to mount up there. The animation looks exactly the same, just in case you're wondering. ETC going down. That's a 3-for-1 exchange. Great place by Stronger. Just really, really mechanically superior in that play there. He is alive. So you see Conviction as well as Incendiary Elixir, and for the Liming, it seems like it's going to be Seeker. So the third one's going to do some damage. It looks like it's a Magic Missile build this time around. Not going to be the Calamity that has got damage attached to Teleport. Standard Rhaegar and Muradin, look at that. It's actually Battle Momentum. This is ability cooldown, not basic ability. So that also resets cooldown on his Heroic, and that's really important to note. Normally, we'll be going for Piercing Bolt, but here he's only looking to stun one target. That's a bit of a huge sacrifice just for this Battle Momentum. I'm not so sure if it's going to be worth it at the end. Pena Bruiser top lane defense against the 3-4 right now. VYY swings by. Pena Bruiser still alive somehow because it's Lily who's ready for an adventure. Now, this is a bait, and Penguin with a face melt. No power slide there. There we got a power slide lockdown against Muradin, but no follow-up. Jaina's not in best spot. They're kind of sandwiched between the Web Weaver and the enemy. That's not so good. BYY is going to be able to pull back. The fort will go down. Hahar pops the Iron Skin. And we still see Penguin going in a good spot with a power slide, but the Tyrande just missed the Lunar Flare. You still see the Arcane up coming out from Misery Pros. Makishi swings by. At long last, his squad's also here, and the fight continues on. Power slide goes in. Johanna goes out. Rhaegar's gone as well. That's it. Seems like it's not looking so good for Renovatio. His squad is going to be able to trade a little bit. Jaina goes down. Greymane goes in for the trade, though. That's a 3-for-1 exchange, and Penguin's still giving chase, but the damage has been done, and it looks like they're all just buying time because it's so worth it to take a fight when the Web Weavers are pushing the lane. And the mid fort's gone. The bottom fort's like, 40% HP. Top fort's gone. This is one of the best set of Web Weavers that has pushed. The best value you can get from the first Web Weaver for your team. Normally, you will be looking for just knocking off the front structures, but this one here just knocked off 2 forts. And the bottom one's almost gone. That's the main reason why, even if they lost like 3-1, I think it's still a huge value because the inflation on the Web Weaver is insane. Like, it just increases by 5 every single time you summon a Web Weaver. There's a limit to it. In terms of heroics, it's going to be Blizzard Shield, Avatar, Disintegrate, and Ancestral Healing go for a throw. Very standard stuff. I like the fact that they have the Avatar. Avatar is going to really just counter against Mosh Pit. There's nothing that could really stop that. If you cleanse your Muradin and he's in Avatar form, he just doesn't even need to stumble. He just basically right-clicks the ETC, and that's good enough. It's going to be up to Stronger to make that play. Incendiary Elixir is very important, and also that's for Greymane, by the way. It does a lot of damage, 200%. Also, it explodes whether it impacts the enemy or not. Thick Skin is what I think it's a very unique talent actually for SEA to get picked up here by the Greymane player Hiskoa, because that's not something that normally you see. Viciousness, of course, just increases the potency of the Inhibis, which is pretty important if you want to go for Concentrated Blast at level 16. So far, so good. It will be standard picks again. No Water Dragon, boys. Very sorry. You probably have seen it a little bit earlier than I have. It's we're going to be Mosh Pit, Sundering, Shadowstalk, Jug of Thousand Cups, as well as the Water Elemental. Not even a Ring of Frost there. Tricky. Sundering connecting only on one. That's the Rhaegar. Do they want to take out the Rhaegar? I think that the Shaman Brothers are having a bit of each other right there. And you see the Disintegrate Beam going out there. You also already see the Mosh Pit going up, but Blessed Shield instantaneously cancels it. It's also going to be the Jug of Thousand Cups, keeping out some members alive. But Thrall goes down. 2 men gone already, and the blue team still giving chase. Renovatio in a lot of trouble. Actually, no. Skyline's in a lot of trouble. Was just kidding. Hahar pushing the mid lane with the Web Weaver spawning. And it does seem like that the heals are just not good enough. You have Jug of Thousand Cups across the wall, which is a pretty good play, but Pena Bruiser. You got Minjong with the Shadowstalk. It's just not enough. Look at that damage coming out from Li Ming. That burst on Minjong is just too much. Iron Skin being used. Power Slide going in. His score are going to be okay. Pena Bruiser again in a lot of trouble, and the burst coming out. Still alive. Makishi not so much. And they're going to have to stay safe. BYY goes in looking for the stun. Can only connect on one target maximum because he does not have Piercing Bolt. And just look at how Renovatio is just staying ahead of this competition. They are pushing one lane, forcing the fight. They don't rotate. They don't want to waste time to go to the other lanes here because they know that Web Weavers will be able to do a good job there. And they also have Siege Giants. This is perfectly timed. They got Siege Giants. They got The Knights, the Bruiser Camps, and basically it's just free push all the way. 2 set of Web Weaver, and we're looking at a keep almost going down. That's an achievement, and still the Siege Giants knocking on the Penguins, not even attacking the right target anymore. I don't think it can do anything actually. Meanwhile, Renovatio 1 going in for the boss. And Skyline, they need 13 for a fight. Glass Cannon on Liming. And a very standard build for Greymane again. Increased range on both Dark Flight and Disengage. Lightning Shield buff up there by Rhaegar. 16's Wind is going to really hurt. And there's also the Burning Rage on both Johanna and Muradin. So very, very standard build so far on the blue team. Only thing that's slightly different would be the magic, the Seeker missiles, I think. On level 7 for Liming, that's a bit of a question there. It could be Calamity, it could be the increased range doing more damage. Singapore uses that. Malaysia uses Magic Missile. And you see Philippines today for most of the fights are deciding between Magic Missile build or Calamity, which would be the teleport build. Squad going in for damage against Panda Bruiser, but does not use go for the throat. That's just basically Razor Swipes and Duck Flight. See the Chain Lightning coming out again. The boss already going in. They're going to get the keep here. And the keep probably is going to take the fall. Tower's going down already, and looks like that's it. There's nothing the red team could do. They are just so afraid to take a fight here. 13 against 16. It's Concentrated Blast coming in, as well as 5 Magic Missiles. That's basically very painful. Stone Form, Fanaticism going in as well. Power Slide onto Johanna. Oh, Lunar Flare does not connect there. VYY, a little bit of trouble there, but also going to see the Sundering connecting to the backline. Cleanse immediately used already. And there we have the Avatar. Shield Glare going up, but it's not going to be effective. Penguin still has got a Mosh Pit. Got to be very careful about overextension. Thrall does go down. Arcane Up does go in, but does not connect. Hiskoa will be saved by the Ancestral Healing. And again, you see the Greymane jumping on Minjong, doing a lot of work already, but Hiskoa taking a lot of damage. Blessed Shield to keep the Greymane alive. The Concentrated Blast on the Gilnean Cocteau doing a little bit of work there as well. You still see the Arcane Up connecting onto the Penguin, and ETC, man, still wants to go in and give chase. You're going to be very careful. This is painful to disintegrate. We'll chip away a lot of HP here on the ETC. VYY still looking for a lockdown against Minjong. Minjong in a lot of trouble here. Will probably go down. 33 gems on the ground. VYY trying to set up a perimeter, but Makishi is there as well. VYY down to 50% HP. Pena Bruiser still giving chase. And rest of Renovatio 1 slowly but surely knocking on the Bruiser. VYY just buying a lot of time. There we have it. The Bruiser camp's going to now push down the mid lane. There's also Misery Pro just doing whatever he can. And that's just riding around doing nothing, because all the lanes are being pushed out. They painted the map blue. And here definitely looks like it's a game-ending moment. They just need to push to end this game. The Bruiser Camps just buying a little bit of time does not have an effect on the core. They're also going to try and get this Mercenary Camp right here. Still turning in. And going to get enough, I think. Actually, yeah, just barely enough. So just picking up the camps again. Very disciplined rotations coming from Renovatio 1. VYY giving chase. We'll be able to do some damage there to the gate. Probably just out of hobby as well. There's nothing much to do there. Bottom Siege Giants is still standing. So they are just going to turn in with the Knights already pushing down the mid lane. They're going directly for core. This will be game. If they don't get a good fight here for Skyline, it's over. It's 2-0, and they'll be going down to the lower brackets. And Renovatio 1 proceeds on to the grand finals. The core's already pretty much okay. Like, HP still has got some shielding on it. Minjong, meanwhile, a lot of burst damage coming from Greymane, but stays alive. And there goes the Jug of 1,000 Cups. You also see the Ancestral Healing connecting on the background there. It's not going to do much Sundering. Split still fighting into 2. Not much of a fight going on. Blessed Shield buying even more time. VYY just zoning, and they are all of a sudden just turning on the attention to the core. Core down to about 69%. And you see the power slide from Penguin going in against Rhaegar. They want to take down Rhaegar, but he does not have the damage. And all of a sudden, he's already jumping in to do all those damage. Picks up 2 targets. Lily's gone. A 3-man Mosh Pit. Finally, but barely enough. It's going to be game. Game 2 goes to Renovatio 1. And that said, it's, well, it's a pretty painful position for them to be in. Skyline dominated for 2 games back-to-back. Renovatio 1 they just showed once again why they're the favorites in this qualifier, because they definitely want to go, and guess what? They already qualified for the SCA regionals. They'll be playing on the 5th and 6th because they are now top 2, and we got Skyline going down to face off against Renovatio 2 or Storm. We're also gonna wait for an update on that. Meanwhile, there's a replay. So please take a look at the instant replay here. Makishi with the Sundering connecting, but you could tell that the whole team is just not able to do damage. They don't have enough damage. Thrall is really tricky to play. You have to go and get in your enemy's face. That's the only way. Jaina, that's the only burst damage dealer on that side, and she did like only a total of 25,000 damage. That's not even a lot. Thrall with 31. It's really bad compared up against Leeming's 59,000 damage. And if you look at the support, one Rhaegar is 47. To run this 22, Lili's 32. So we are looking at Rhaegar catching up a lot more to dual support, which is why he has been known as Rhaegar. All right, we are now going for the lower bracket finals. Next match is gonna also decide one more team to represent the Philippines. I'm excited. Renovatio 1, of course, they deserve this qualification a lot. They'll be playing on the 5th and 6th of March, like I said. Representing colors of Philippines. There will still be a lot of games on the way because they're going to play in the grand finals for seeding and prize money. So we'll be back shortly. Shout out to sponsors Razer, Shop, PLDT, as well as streaming partner XSplit, and you guys for watching. We'll be back shortly. Sit tight, stay tuned, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back. It's completely caught out of position. And the hook didn't connect. Minjong with the Iron Skin. Arcane up, coming up. Minjong has Indestructible. They can take this fight anytime they want. Bellstat flying too far out. Mighty Gus, it's a whiff. Asu right now getting stunned, and Sestro will connect regardless. Penguin dropping very low. Kaija pulling back. The hook connects onto Jaina. Meanwhile, Taranda's gone. Arcane up, not connecting. 4 giving the chase against Wipeout. And Kaija is still behind. Alive, Sama Makishi giving the chase.